Since the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, I have played a ton of different games on the system, but everyone has those games that they just can't get away from. You can't put them down. So today, I want to talk about 6 games that I have on my Nintendo Switch 2 that I literally cannot stop playing. I just keep cycling back through them, and I can't get away from them. I absolutely love them. And if you have any games that you are addicted to and you can't get away from on your Nintendo Switch that I don't mention here, leave it in the comments below. And I want to share these games so that way you guys can find new games to play on your Switch, or maybe you leave a comment and I find new games that I can play on my Switch based on your recommendations. So let's get into some of the fun here on the addicting games on the platform. First up on the list is Wild Hearts S. Now, I am a massive Monster Hunter fan. I love Monster Hunter games, love Monster Hunter Wilds, I love Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter Rise is one of my favorite Monster Hunter games on the Nintendo Switch. Just a fantastic series, and Wild Hearts S is a game that just encapsulates that, but takes its own creative inspiration from Monster Hunter and throws in some new unique mechanics, and I really love this game. Much like Monster Hunter, that is the basis of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be hunting monsters, you're going to be collecting their parts, and you're going to be making new armors and stuff for your character. A very addictive formula in its own right, just going out, taking down those big boss battles, and then building new armors and going out and doing it all over again. Just a really fun gameplay loop. But Wild Hearts does things a little bit differently than Monster Hunter in ways that I really like. First and foremost, your hunter has this thing called the Karakuri, and these are these constructs that you can summon out of nowhere that can help you in your battles. And this not only pertains to battles, but also to just exploring the world of Wild Hearts S. There is big open world sections, and you can summon Karakuri like a camp at a random location, allowing you to simply have a base camp that you can fast travel to and teleport to, really giving you a feeling like you are a actual hunter out, choosing the best locations to set your base camps up, so that way if you do fall in battle, you can get right back into the action more quickly. On top of this, Karakuri can also be used in battle, like launching yourself off a box or spring trap, being able to attack the monster with a powerful aerial attack, launching yourself off a spring trap and sending yourself away from an oncoming attack or into a monster that's been felled. Or you can summon a big freaking wall and then the monster runs into it and falls over. It's just super cool, and the monster designs are so good. They are so well done in this particular game. I absolutely love the size and scale of these monsters. They feel like massive kaiju threats that are just huge. Like, climbing on top of them is a task for some of these particular monsters, and they knock down so much of the environment. A lot of the environment is destructible, meaning that the size of the monster really feels real when you see a tree fall that it ran into. It just feels very cool. And on top of this, I absolutely love how they have incorporated the rage mode. Monster Hunter is very common for having monsters get enraged based on how much damage you do to them in the fight and how the fight is going. They get enraged. In this game, they get enraged, but it like changes the entire course of the battle. You definitely see a visual difference in each monster and how they look because of the rage effect that they have. Whether it be giant flaming tusks on the big boar monster called the King Tusk, or just this insane level of anger and just alteration in a monster, it just looks cool. It just looks so cool. It's so well done how the rage forms are done in this game compared to other hunting games that I've played. I absolutely love it. Pair this with the fact that there is online multiplayer. This is super cool. And the nice thing with this game is that this game previously came out on other platforms. It was available and it was just titled Wild Hearts on other systems. In 2023 is when it released, and EA was behind it. And EA didn't really support the game. It didn't sell as well as they were hoping, so support just kind of died. However, this game is a re-release of that game, and EA is not a part of it. This is just Koei Tecmo, and they sent this game out to be launched on the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusively, and added some adjustments and some changes. And honestly, it's a fantastic game to add to your library. There are hours and hours of content that you can dump into this game. I'm having a blast hunting monsters. The online multiplayer is perfect. I've not had any issues with connectivity. I'm just getting out there and hunting with other people. It's just such a good time. I am spending a lot of time taking down monsters and just enjoying myself in this world. And the game runs pretty good. It's not at a solid 60 frames per second. It looks like it's somewhere between the 30 and 60 frames most of the time. I'm guessing around 45. It's just a really nice looking game. It runs really really well on the system. I haven't had any sort of graphical or frame hiccups that have hindered my experience with this particular game. It's just something that I personally am enjoying immensely on the system, and one that I really hope you guys check out. Next up, I have Donkey Kong Bananza. Good lord, I was not particularly excited for Donkey Kong Bananza. Based on the early tree houses and stuff, I thought it looked fun, but I didn't think it looked amazing. And then they released that direct, and I was sold. I was like, this game looks crazy, it looks fantastic, and it did not disappoint. When this game came out, whoo, man, I am just in. I'm so in on this new take on Donkey Kong. It is an absolute treat. The destruction that Donkey Kong can do, tearing through the environments and interacting with the different textures and materials in the world, has a really fun gameplay loop to it. And the fact that pretty much everything you look at you can break eventually is so satisfying. Collecting the different Banandium gems and going throughout the world, it feels so much more deliberate than in Mario Odyssey with the moons. It feels like you are just always have a puzzle or something, and even the ones that you just randomly come across, you can see there was a puzzle in place that you just got around. And I find that to be one of the best things about Donkey Kong Bonanza, is that there is a goal in mind on how you can complete the challenge. There is something in place that you were intended to do, but Nintendo, much like with games like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, have gone in this direction where they're really letting the players have creative freedom with how they take on certain challenges. Yes, there is an intended way that you could do it. However, they just don't care. You can do it however you want. As long as you get to the end goal and had fun doing it, they don't care how you do it. Yes, there is a way you could, but if you have your own way that you come up with, that's perfectly fine and acceptable. And I love that creative freedom in Donkey Kong Bonanza. Each location I visited has been bright and colorful and just so fun to explore. The exploration really feels rewarding in this game because literally everything you do, you're finding something, whether that be gold, whether that be fossils to buy new clothing items with, whether that be Banandium gems that you can then get skill points from and upgrade your skill tree. There's just stuff everywhere in this particular game. And originally I was gonna try and rush through the story of Donkey Kong Bonanza so that way I could do a full review. I just did a first impressions video of this particular game. However, as I continued playing after my initial stream and my first impressions video, I just decided I'm taking this game slow. I'm gonna savor and enjoy this game, and it's gonna be something that maybe I even 100% because I'm just enjoying it that much. The gameplay loop is so fun to me personally that I didn't want to rush this game. So I don't even know if I'm gonna get around to doing a full review of Donkey Kong Bonanza because I just want to enjoy the experience. I don't want to have to rush myself to get that video done. I want to just enjoy the process and the experience of playing this particular game. I absolutely love it. The Bonanza forms are so unique and interesting and add a fun little gameplay twist. And the fact that they charge so quickly, I've seen some people say that that's a little bit of a downside. I honestly like it because I can use them whenever I need them. Whenever I find a particular challenge and I'm like, I bet I could do this if I had this Bonanza, it's always charged up and ready to go. So I absolutely love the different Bonanza forms that are in this particular game. It's just such a good design, and I'm very curious to see what they do with Donkey Kong moving forward with this new formula, because I feel like this puts Donkey Kong on the level of the greats like Mario and Link and all these big characters that Nintendo really pushes. I feel like this game takes Donkey Kong to that level and really capitalizes on why this character is so cool and why you should be paying attention to this character. On top of the fact that, you know, it's already gotten popular through like the Mario movie and the new Mario movie that's coming out next year, and now we got the Donkey Kong movie rumors. Like, this character has blown up in recent years, and this game just capitalizes on all of that. I absolutely love Donkey Kong Bonanza. The third game on my list is Tales of the Shire. Now, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I love Lord of the Rings. I started watching it at a young age because my dad really liked Lord of the Rings. My brother and I both got into it, and it is just a fantastic series. So Tales of the Shire being a game that is essentially Animal Crossing in Middle-earth, it just immediately resonated with me. Now, what you're gonna do in Tales of the Shire is create your own hobbit. And as you create your own hobbit, you're joining this town of Bywater, and you are going to live and breathe hobbit life, whether that be cooking, fishing, foraging, anything like that, you are going to be doing it in this game. Literally, it is Animal Crossing, but you're a hobbit, and I am here for it. I've already sunk 10 hours into the game. I just reviewed the game fully on the channel the other day. I am over the moon at this particular game. Now, the Switch version has some issues. I won't lie. The Switch version has some issues. It is a Switch 1 game that is running on the Switch 2. So the Switch 2 version is running better from what I've seen of gameplay online compared to the Switch 1 version. It's running at 60 FPS on the Switch 2. There are some muddy textures. It's not a Switch 2 version, so it's not looking as good as it does on other platforms. But it doesn't hinder the experience. The world of Bywater looks fantastic. It looks like something ripped straight out of the movies. I love the design choices of this game. I like that the game doesn't follow an actual day and night system like Animal Crossing does, where it follows the real world clock. It has its own system in game, meaning that you can cycle through days and get on to the next day much more quickly in this particular game, allowing you to continue playing rather than having to stop when you run out of tasks to do on any given day. I'm a big fan of that particular aspect. On top of the different seasons, as you progress through days, you will find different seasons that will change the items that you can collect in while you're foraging, while you're farming. Different vegetables grow better at different times of years. This game just is super fun, and the cooking minigame is actually incredibly well done. I was not expecting to enjoy the cooking minigame as much as I am in this particular game, but I really like it. It's got this fun little mini game where there's a little goal marker on the right hand side of the screen, and you're just trying to hit that, whether that be by making a vegetable more smooth or chunky based on how much you chop it, or by making it more tender by sauteing it in a pan. It's just a fun mini game, and then you share these meals with your fellow hobbits. That's going to get you bonus rewards like additional recipes to cook or items to decorate your home with. It's just a really nice formula that they've got here, and honestly a game that I can see myself putting so many more hours into. I haven't stopped playing since I reviewed the game. I'm still playing Tales of the Shire and enjoying it a ton. It's just a really well done game. It's exactly what I wanted out of a game like this. The next one is an older one. It's an older one. It is a Switch 1 game, but it got a Switch 2 upgrade. I'm going to talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I am a big Pokemon fan. If you didn't know, before I had this channel and did all my content over here, I had a Pokemon channel, and I played competitive Pokemon, I did guides, I did everything. Tons of Pokemon content on that other channel. I've since migrated over to this channel, but Pokemon is still a game that I adore and I love playing. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the new upgrade is beautiful on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's what the game should have been when it came out, but it's nice that we finally got it, and it runs at 60 frames a second. The game is smooth as butter, and it looks fantastic, and I love Pokemon. Playing competitive, playing just whatever, I'm a big Pokemon fan, and Scarlet and Violet really took Pokemon to the next level for me personally. Honestly, one of the biggest Pokemon moments in my entire time playing the franchise was that first time I entered the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield, when I got to experience that open world type game plan that they had for the first time in Sword and Shield. I was like, this is what I want Pokemon to be. And Scarlet and Violet took that and took it to the next level. And I love Scarlet and Violet for that. On top of that, Scarlet and Violet also has fantastic raids. And they've been doing a fantastic job at upgrading the raids and adding additional updates to give you a reason to continue coming back to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. For example, right now we have the 4 ruinous legendary Pokemon in raids right now as their shiny forms. These were previously shiny locked. However, during the Pokemon Presents, they announced that if we took on each of these raids over the course of the next month, and we took down 1 million of each of these Pokemon, we would then get access to the shiny version of those Pokemon. So naturally, I'm back in. I made a raid Pokemon for the Wo-Chien raid that we had. I've done a handful of the Wo-Chiens. Now Chien-Pao's back in raids. So I'm going to make a Pokemon to do Chien-Pao stuff so I can get the shiny Chien-Pao. I am back in playing a ton of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Shiny hunting's fun in that game. Just the game in general is just good, and it's so much better on the Nintendo Switch too. I got another old one. There's another old one that I've recently gotten back into pretty heavily. That is Animal Crossing. Now, Animal Crossing did not get any sort of new treatment on the Nintendo Switch 2. It did not get any sort of update or anything like that for the Nintendo Switch 2. I will say that the load times seem to be a bit better with the new hardware, but outside of that, there's not really any significant change in Animal Crossing. However, Animal Crossing is just such a good game on the Nintendo Switch, and it continues to be a good game on the Nintendo Switch 2. I recently hopped back into Animal Crossing while I was reviewing Tales of the Shire to directly compare those two games, so that way you could see what the differences were, or if there were any actual differences in the different gameplay mechanics found in both of those life sim games. And due to this, I got re-addicted to Animal Crossing. I'm playing it every day. I'm hopping back in, doing my daily stuff, and hopping out. I'm not playing for a ton of time every day, but I'm every day hopping in and talking to my villagers, doing a couple things around my village, and then I'm dipping out. And I love Animal Crossing for this reason. I am keen. I did upgrade my NSO when the Switch 2 came out, so I have access to the expansion pack that I never had before for Animal Crossing. So I am keen to try out the expansion pack and do the vacation island decoration stuff, because I feel like that's a really fun component to Animal Crossing, is just decorating your home and being able to do that on a much grander scale. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited that I'm back in Animal Crossing. And I genuinely, there were some rumors about a new Animal Crossing game. Obviously those rumors have been proven to be debunked at this time. It was all a lie. It was not real that there was going to be a new Animal Crossing game. However, people were very excited. But honestly, for me personally, I love Animal Crossing New Horizons so much. Like, don't get it twisted, I would love a new Animal Crossing game, but what I'd really like is for them to just make an addition, an expansion, a real deep expansion to Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't want to have to restart. I love my island. I love the villagers that I have. I would love to just have an addition to the game added on the Nintendo Switch 2. Get back to updating the game regularly, add new stuff, add new gatherable items and fishing stuff and all that. Add all that to Animal Crossing New Horizons and put out a Switch 2 version of the game. I personally, that's kind of the route I hope they go with Animal Crossing. I don't know that that's what they're going to do. They'll probably just put out a new game because it sells gangbusters, but that's kind of what I would like to see, to just see an improvement of Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware. I think that would be super awesome personally, but even as it sits right now, Animal Crossing has a ton of content already in it. So if you are just getting into the Nintendo Switch ecosystem with the Switch 2, you never had a Switch 1, I still highly recommend you pick up Animal Crossing New Horizons. It just has so much content available to you, and it's a game that I'm glad I hopped back into and have gotten re-addicted to. The final game on my list that we're going to talk about here today is one that I am struggling to put down. It is so much fun, and the developers have been updating it left, right, and center. There's just new stuff happening in this game all the time that just is improving the experience, making it even better and making it harder to put down. And that is Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time. Originally, I wasn't planning on picking that game up. I had no intentions of picking up Fantasy Life. I knew nothing about the series until I saw it before the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. It came out on Nintendo Switch, and then they gave an upgrade for like $3 on the Nintendo Switch 2. And eventually I decided I was going to pick it up. At bare minimum, I could use it for a video, but I ended up playing the maximum of this game. I am still playing this game pretty much every day. I am hooked on Fantasy Life I. Now, if you don't know what this game is, it is a game that takes place in this fantasy world, and there are 14 different lives, quote unquote, that you can undertake, and the lives are your professions. They are your skills in this game. You get things like your combat skills, looking at things like the magician or the paladin, and then there are also things that are gathering, like woodcutting, fishing, and then there's crafting, like blacksmithing and carpentry. Like, all those things are in this game, and they work together in such a way that certain things will benefit other things. For example, woodcutting is going to help your carpenter skill because you have more resources to level those two up together. And this formula is so well designed because rather than having to worry about swapping between each life, as long as you interact with something that changes what life you're doing, you automatically swap to it. There's no sort of button combo that you have to put in order to switch between lives. It just automatically does it, making the game feel seamless no matter what you're trying to do at any given time. There's Animal Crossing elements with a village that you can build up. There's companions that you can collect. There's just so much content as far as the story goes in this like other world that where you venture to the past to this island that's inhabited by this ancient kingdom. There's this other open world area and this different dimension that you can explore that has different tiers of difficulty that you can unlock. There's genuinely so much content, and that's not even counting like bosses that you could do, multiplayer with other players that you could do for skilling and for taking on dungeons. There's just a ton of content packed into this game. And I love it. I really can't put it down. And like I said, they're continuing to update. First and foremost, they said that already they sold more than they were anticipating. And due to that fact, they're going to make DLC for this game. They've already said that they're going to work on DLC and additional content for this particular game, which excites me so much. I cannot express how much that excites me. On top of that, they're continuing to update and improve the game. For example, right now, you can't actually like climb when your mount's out. You got to dismount and then climb a hill and then hop back on your mount. However, they're changing it so your mount can just scale the mountain that you wanted to climb originally, so you don't have to hop off your mount. You could just continue moving with your mount out. And it's just these little quality of life improvements that they're adding that just make this game better and better every time a new update comes out. And I can't wait to see what the future of Fantasy Life I looks like. I reviewed this game on the channel and said I'm absolutely addicted to it, and obviously it's in this video, which proves I'm still addicted to this freaking game. It's just so good. So that is my list of the 6 games that I can't put down on my Nintendo Switch 2. Like I said at the front of the video, if you guys have games that you're addicted to that you can't put down on the Nintendo Switch 2, let me know in the comments below, so that way I have more games to try out. For example, I had somebody say that, you really like Animal Crossing, you really like Fantasy Life, you should really try out Guardians of Azuma. And I was already planning to pick this game up because it's entirely on the cartridge. I wanted to support this game, so I picked it up, and honestly, I'm having a really good time with it. There will be a future review for this game coming to the channel. I'm really liking my time with Guardians of Azuma, and that could definitely be a game that I see myself getting hooked on, just like Fantasy Life or Animal Crossing or Tales of the Shire. It has that cozy vibe to it that I've really been enjoying with the Nintendo Switch 2. I've really been enjoying a lot of the cozy games that have come out, and it's been a great time. So let me know, again, what games you're addicted to. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. But leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because that helps me out, helps the video out, and helps the channel out immensely. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.